Hey, what's going on there, guys? We are here after our pre-release is complete for Born of the Gods. I'm joined by Gregory here.
How's it going, everybody?
So what we are going to be doing is we're going to be taking a very quick and brief look at our sealed decks. I want to say because I actually had two decks that I was switching back and forth with, and Greg just had one.
I managed to stick to just one.
Yeah, but it is definitely a blast being able to switch back and forth between like two decks between games and such. We also have packs here of Born of the Gods that we're going to be opening on up. I ended up coming in 9th place, and Greg, you came in 3rd place, correct?
Yep, I got 3rd place after going 4-1, losing in the final round. But yeah,
4-1, and I
pretty
went 3-2. 3-2. A solid 3-2. Had a blast doing this. So we're just going to take a very quick look at the cards that we had. So I'm going to start. Now, this was like kind of like my base deck that I had and what I mainly played. And like whenever I wanted to have fun, I would switch to my other one. But we have Satyr Rambler. We have our Reckless Reveler. Cursor of Karufix, one of our rares from Born of the Gods. Satyr Nick Smith. Kragma Butcher in foil. So good for that. Agent of Horizons.
Yes.
Which may seem unusual because it's like, well, were you playing blue and I wasn't, but I did have fixing, which would have allowed me to use the ability, which would never end up being relevant anyway. One Fanatic of Mogis. One Nylea's Emissary. Fairies Band Tromper. Snake of the Golden Grove. Centaur Battlemaster. Nessian Demolock. Nessian Asp. Faragax Giant, a Forge Stoker Dragon, another one of the rares from Born of the Gods. Rise to the Challenge, Magma Jet from Theros, of course. Ordeal of Nylea, Unravel the Aether, Karametra's Favor, and Rage of Purpose. And then for basics, it was, I don't even remember what the distribution was. It was 17 lands, and it was like a weird distribution, because I was actually swapping things back and forth between my first deck and the other one, and actually I forgot that I didn't even have this organized right before we started this, so that's just fine. I did play one Swamp because of what I was bouncing back and forth with. I had 3 cards that I would go in sideboard, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mountains. Just 6 mountains, yeah, 6 mountains. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 forests, and then 1 swamp. So that was it, minus 3 cards, and I'll talk about the 3 cards that I was siding in back and forth just in a second here. For the other deck, this one was kind of just more for fun and just to kind of have a blast playing. And
the goofball deck.
Yeah, this was the goofball deck.
Actually, it ended up doing pretty well.
Yeah, it was a blast being able to play this. So Deepwater Hypnotist. We had Return Flanks, Fellhide Brawler. We had our Siren of the Silent Song, which is just incredibly so powerful. Such a powerful card for a flyer.
I feel that.
Black Oak of Odanos, Fellhide Minotaur, Forsaken Drifters, Area Worshippers. We have our Floortide Serpent, Grey Merchant of Asphodel, Keepsake Gorgon. Underworld Cerberus, which is one of the cards that transitions between the 2 decks. Fenax Guarded Deception, which pretty much inspired this deck. This is why we wanted to play this and why we wanted to like go with this type of shell.
It's the kind of thing where when you pull a Fenax at the pre-release, you have to go all in on the build strategy.
To play it.
You have
to. It was basically like play big butt creatures and play Fenax and then just have a blast. And it worked really well, actually. Arbiter of the Ideal, which is the Perma for blue. Coastline Chimera ×2, having Springleaf Drum to provide white mana if need be, but it only ended up being relevant once. Retraction Helix, Evanescent Intellect, which I was just calling Evanescence during the whole night.
I think that's totally fair.
Springleaf Drum, which is another one of the cards that transitions between the 2 decks. And Traveler's Amulet, another card, because it allows you to fix especially whenever you're just splashing for Underworld Cerberus. So it was a splash in both decks, and it was absolutely well worth it. Every single time I had fixing for it, or I would just draw my singleton land to the degree of the splash to be able to actually play it. So it was Drum, Amulet, and Cerberus that were siding in back and forth. Scourge Mark, Divination, Asphyxiate, Weight of the Underworld, Sip of Hemlock ×2, and then just basics. So basics not really being as important here, but yeah, like the Singleton Mountain just for that splash. Outside of that, the other rare that I had that I didn't play was Pyxis of Pandemonium. Gets a focus there. There's a focus. So Pyxis was the only thing that I didn't play between the two decks, which is actually pretty hilarious because it is a mill card. But jokingly, I said at the beginning of it, I was like, well, I mean, I guess I can play Pyxis of Pandemonium, and then I ended up not playing it because it's a pretty much kind of awful card.
Yeah, there's a point where you've gone too deep.
Yeah, too
on
deep
some
with
level.
mill. And Pyxis is absolutely too deep. So, Greg, why don't you share your stuff with us here?
Yeah, so I chose blue for the pre-release, and so we have Arbiter of the Ideal as the promo. We have Tromo Kratos is one of my rares. I really like this guy a whole lot. All right, and we have Kraken of the Straits. We have Floodtide Serpent. You might be noticing a theme here by this point. Big blue stompy. Breaching Hippocamp. Chorus of the Tides. We have Wave Crash Triton. Deep Water Hypnotist. I really like this guy.
Yeah, he's really awesome.
One of my all-stars for tonight.
Definitely.
Sea Gods of Revenge. Divination. Love the new art. Voyage's End. Crypsis. Retraction Helix, I think probably my favorite card of the evening from the new set. I actually really like this card.
Really sweet card.
And Stratus Walk as the last thing. And then, so I did mostly blue, splashing white, and yeah, I did open an Elspeth.
Which we have on camera. You opening and you your reaction was pretty funny.
And yeah, it led to a lot of wins, obviously for no good reason.
Yeah.
So it was a good feeling to pull it. And yeah, it was pretty interesting. It was the kind of thing where, like, even if my white wasn't that strong, I had to play it.
Yeah.
When you open Elspeth at the pre-release, you play it. All right, and then we have Griffin Dreamfinder. We have God Favored General. Crone's Skyguard, probably my favorite card in white from the new set. I'm looking forward to playing this a lot in limited. God's Willing, Exorciate, Excoriate. We'll figure out the pronunciation later. Ordeal of Heliod, Chosen by Heliod, and then Prophet of Krufix, which was the only other card I splashed for outside of white and blue. Because I figured I could probably pull it off, and it would fit well with the extremely large blue creatures that I had.
Yeah.
So
Did you end up playing that at all?
Prophet?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I got it up for a couple of games.
Nice.
And even managed to flash in Tromo Kratos.
Oh,
and some of the other big blue creatures with it too.
It
was a good feeling.
Absolutely good for that.
So I did 9 islands because I definitely want to make sure I had mostly blue for mostly blue cards. We had 6 islands or planes rather, which is kind of a little bit low, but I at least managed to get double white, which is all I really needed. And then for the Prophet splash, I did 1 forest and 1 unknown shores, and it actually turned out to be enough.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, definitely. Especially like it was pretty much the same thing with me. Like you had a little bit of sources of fixing, and then you also have like the actual land itself.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to play. I had a blast. So for the other rares that I didn't play, I got Mind Reaver, and this was actually the rare from my seeded pack. We had Anthusa, Setessan Hero, Painseer, and I was joking earlier about how Painseer would not have gone well with the large blue Stompy deck at all.
Yeah.
Flipping over Tromo Kratos with him seems real bad. But then actually I got a foil Whip of Erebos.
Which is really awesome. The only downside to it being the very weird text
get a good
on
shot
it.
of this. Yeah,
It's just very weird. It's a very weird
The text
print.
up top is extremely heavy. Every once in a while they get these like double print types of things on the cards they print, especially on early runs. So yeah, but that was my deck, and overall it was a blast. It was an absolute blast.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure being able to do these.
Limited seems to be a lot more fun than I was originally expecting it to be.
Yeah. So now let's take a look at the packs. So what we can do is because we have 8 packs here, when we break it up in 4 and 4, and we have to do our little like
sounds perfect
booster battle, whatever you want to call it.
I feel that.
All right, so let's get that all in the middle here. I guess mainly focusing on rares. People want to see rares.
Yeah, of course.
That's what they want to see. So we'll just kind of like quickly skim through so you guys can just like see the card images for our commons and uncommons.
I'm just glad we managed to win some of these early so we could get these out to you guys sooner.
Yeah, absolutely. So eye gouge, which is hilarious, with a Cyclops getting its eye gouged.
Mutavault, your days are numbered.
Yeah, seriously. Triton, Centaur.
These are like all these different cards I actually didn't see at all in my packs for the most part.
Yeah, Snake of the Golden Grove, I've seen that. Or played it actually, Nullify.
Alright.
You know what was interesting? Necrobite was back. That's
Yeah,
actually
they
pretty
brought that
interesting.
back from
yeah,
the
I didn't even notice that was back until I got it played against me. Ashiok's Adept, Acolyte's Reward, and Cursor of Kruphix.
Got Heroes Podium.
There we go, here's Podium.
Legendary anthem for legendary creatures.
Such legendary.
Much
You got a
legendary.
bird. Bird enchantment creature type.
Oh, right, I feel that.
Sweet.
That one actually looks just absolutely beautiful.
So there's our Courser of Kruphix and our Podium over there. Yeah, let's keep
Heroes
this going.
Podium.
The Podium of Heroes. Alright. Honey Badger. Honey Badger's in the set.
He doesn't even care.
He does not care. Quickly skimming through. Such skim, much through. Archetype of Finality is really good. Bow Blight. There you go. Such a good card.
And
Oh, Greg. Oh, Greg.
nope. No, I do not care.
Whelming Wave.
I don't care if we opened it up on camera.
Whelming Wave.
We made an agreement. We had an agreement that we were not going to review this card
Because
based on the fact that it
octopuses.
says octopuses instead of
Not gonna
octopi.
review it.
I don't care what Merriam-Webster says. Moving on.
Yeah. And what was the name of that one of yours?
Fated Retribution.
Fated Retribution. Let's get a.
Yeah, 4 and 3 white, instant, destroy all creatures and planeswalkers. If it is your turn, scry 2.
Yeah. Cool stuff, sweet stuff. So there was our Whelming Wave, and I'm opening mine on. I wanted to at least get it on camera so people don't think I'm like doing hacks or something. Wow, such hacks. Mortals Ardor, Temper, Timerit, Wayfinder, things, stuff, Stratuswalk, Band Raiders. Yeah. Greg, you have a foil. Oh.
Ooh.
There's a foil in this pack, and Hunter's Prowess.
Till of turn, target creature gets +3/+3 against trample. Spirit Labyrinth, awesome.
This is actually extremely playable.
Yeah, I'm real
so
happy about that.
Yeah, Spirit of the Labyrinth is very good.
Just when you think Blade of the Sixth Pride can't get any better.
So you definitely just got a foil. River.
Oh, don't even know how to
Trawler.
pronounce that. Not even gonna try
Adunos
to.
River Trawler. Yeah, sweet. So we totally got that. Good for that.
I'm stoked about the Spirit of the Labyrinth for sure.
Yeah, that's really awesome. So we have that and
Final pack each.
last packs. Let's see what Board of the Gods has in store for us. We still have another event tomorrow that we're going to be going to.
In a mere couple of hours.
Yeah, it's actually 5 a.m. when we're filming this. Brawler, Radiance, got Granos, Oathsworn, Titan, Gripsis, Mark, Pixis, Transformation.
I think there's a foil in here.
Gorgon's Head, very gruesome.
Alright. And
I think there's a foil. There is a foil. See, what's interesting is, I don't know if you can see it on camera, you guys at home, but there's a definitive difference in the color with the cards that you guys can't see on camera. It's definitely just because of the way that there is, as you can see, like, Greg, you can probably see it, how there's, like, shininess going on with it.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
like, the black border is, like, shinier now. Nobles Quarry, Searing Blood. Searing Blood's very
good.
playable.
I'm gonna need those.
You
at some
go
point.
for your card. Scourge of... Oh, it's a common. Oh, no. That's alright.
So, yeah,
So,
Scourge
Scourge
of Skola Vale.
Yeah, sweet. So we have Satyr Fire Dancer. That's our 1/1 that whenever an instant or sorcery spell you control deals damage to an opponent, he deals that much damage to the target creature that player controls. And you have a foil? Retraction Helix. What are the odds?
I'm really stoked about that.
What are the odds?
I'm very stoked. That looks really good in foil,
Look
too.
at this shine. It's like a rave.
Yes.
It's like a rave going on.
Yes. I feel that.
And you have a centaur.
Nice. All right.
So good for that. So, yeah, it's definitely fun being able to open up some packs prior to like the set actually being released, and
yeah,
hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully your pre-release went well if you went to the midnight one. If you're going to like a Saturday or Sunday event, we wish you the best of luck, and yeah, go smash some people with Born of the Gods and Theros.
Yeah, best of luck, and we'll see you again soon.
Peace out.